food, you know how much you spend on electricity, you know how much you spend on gas, you know how much you spend on water. To fail is failing to plan. So take a bad debt, they know it takes you time to pay for that debt. Guess what? Because when you pay the minimum, the more money they make. Mastering personal finance is the key skills that can significantly improve your life and financial security. As we move to 2024, here are 10 tips to master your personal finance. Hey guys, it's Rahim. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, smash the subscribe button because I talk about property investment, personal development, and how to gain financial freedom. I'd like to ask you a very quick favor. We've noticed 51% of the people that are watching my channel have not smashed that subscribe button. If you're one of those, I'd like you to kindly smash that subscribe button because it would help us grow the channel, and liking the video also would help the algorithm to push the video to so many people out there. So what are the 10 tips to master, to be financially independent and to take control of your personal finance? Let's get to it. Number 1, embracing budgeting. It's important for you to set yourself a budget of how much expenses you are going to incur on a monthly basis. The reason why you want to do budgeting is because it allows you to pinpoint where your money is going. Okay, it allows you to identify what you're spending your money on, because what the budgeting does, it gets you to list the stuff that you're spending your money on. For example, if you're spending on subscriptions that you're not using, maybe Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney World, or whatever that may be, if it's not adding value to you, budgeting is what extracts that information. Ignoring it will not help you. So once you set your budget, right, that then allows you to list all the stuff that you're spending on. So what you now want to do is to look at that list, find out what are the expenses you need to have or you need to incur. One could be maybe paying your rent or maybe paying your mortgage, for example. That is a must. You have to pay that amount. Right, you put that amount aside. You want to look at your council tax. Again, council tax, there's no way to escape that, right? If you're working, you have to pay council tax. You put that in, okay? So again, if you've got a broadband that you're already on a contract, right? Again, that could be something that you cannot change for the short term. But all the other costs are all what we call variable costs. Those variable costs can go up and can go down, and you can control it. Let's give an example with, say, electricity, for example. Look at your electricity bill. Are you consuming lots of electricity bill? If you are, if you're getting higher bills every single month, don't blame the increase. I get that, but what you want to look at now is basically, instead of blaming the government or what's happening in the world, look at how you're using your electricity yourself. Are you leaving all the lights on when you're away? Are some of the sockets that you're not using left on? Here's the thing, if you leave any sockets on, it's like when you leave the tap running slightly loose, you know, that drips. That's how it feels like by leaving that socket on in your property. Are you leaving your games, for example? Are your children leaving the TV on? Are you leaving the TV on standby when you go to bed? So are you all these little things you need to be thinking about. For example, if you're using your bathroom, do you literally let the tap run whilst you're scrubbing your body? Right? If you are, you're wasting water, you're consuming electricity, and you're consuming gas. You may be thinking, how? Because when the water comes on, your water is running, that is costing you money. And for most houses, we've got something that called central heating. Basically, you've got the boiler running at that point. When the boiler is running, two things happen. Gas is consumed and electricity is on at the same time. So if you're having a bath, actually, you're not using the water at that point, turn the taps off. And again, if you're brushing your teeth in a sink, okay, if you're brushing your teeth, you're not using the water, turn the tap off. These are the little changes you can make to impact your budgeting positively. If you're shopping in expensive places, if you go to, for example, Sainsbury's, or if you shop in Morrison, for example, have you thought about Lidl, Aldi, places like that, or perhaps buying your items from cash and carry companies? That could be another way you can reduce your expense, but you can only determine this once you look at your budgeting, because you know how much you're spending on food, you know how much you're spending on electricity, you know how much you're spending on gas, you know how much you're spending on water. All these things can be controlled, right, the way you want it to be. And this way you're going to transfer that discipline to your family members. If you are living with family, for example, you may be living with your kids. Tell them, educate them to tell them if you leave it on, you're wasting resources, right? Before you start even telling them about the finance. Or perhaps you wait until you get your next bill, you show them the bill and tell them, listen, this is how expensive it is, this is how much I'm paying for these things. Can we find a way how we can minimize? Believe me, that would worth silver and gold. And that most of my investors have implemented that and has reduced their bills drastically. The second thing you want to do is build an emergency funds. I'm not really a big emergency funds, but I need to touch on this a little bit. Suppose you want to start your property investment journey, or maybe you want to start your own business. Maybe you want to go do a bit of exploration. Perhaps maybe before you start that, you want to leave maybe 3 to 6 months worth of expense, just in case you were not successful during that period. Is that making sense? Suppose you want to start your investment and your total expenses, let's say it's 1,500. Make sure you have at least 4,500 saved in the bank. Perhaps if you're one of those who wants to pay a safer way of doing that, maybe you want to keep 6 months or 12 months of worth of expenses before you quit your job and start looking at what you want to look at full time. That could be another way to think about emergency funds. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about keeping it just in case something happened, just in case this happened. No, you're keeping that emergency funds because you have a bigger vision, bigger picture that you want to build in terms of enabling you to be able to create generational wealth. Number 3, managing your debt wisely. Now, this is important. There's so many people are in debt in this country, bad debts I'm talking about. The debts that they encourage to buy things like maybe laptop, buying gifts for family members, buying things for partners on credit cards, going on holidays on credit cards. There's so many debtors, and the banks loves people like yourself that are taking these bad debts. Because here's the thing, if you take a bad debt, they know it takes you time to pay for that debt. Guess what? They would literally want you to pay the minimum, because when you pay the minimum, the more money they make. So there's so many people doing that. But if you are very clever now, because you're watching this video, go and look at your debt. Any bad debt, try to pay that off straight away. What do I mean by bad debt? It's anything you buy that doesn't bring you passive recurring income, that doesn't add value to you. Like the stuff I've just highlighted just now. But maybe buying a property, investing in a property, investing in a rent-to-rent deal, investing in a business, starting your own business. That's what we call good debt. If you're taking a debt to do things like that, it's a good debt. And educating yourself to learn about how you can do things like that is also a good debt, instead of taking a debt to go and do things that doesn't add value to you. Number 4, invest for future. What do I mean by this? Invest for long term. Do not look for get rich quick scheme, because it would only deter you from getting to where you want to go. Look for solid, firm investment that can bring you recurring income. I keep banging on recurring income, or investment that goes up in value over time. Not something that can get you quick money and then stuff like that. Sometimes if it's too good to be true, it's likely to be too good to be true. Look for future, something that would really last longer and longer and longer, and perhaps maybe outlive you. These are what we call generational wealth. This is what we call creating riches and wealth, not just for you, but for the people around you. And guess what? By doing that, it compounds itself. It becomes a snowball, a massive snowball that will give you passive recurring income. By the time you think about it, whoa, I'm making £10,000 a month. Where did I get that money from? Only because you started small, and then it has compounded itself to a massive snowball. Number 5, retirement plan. Very important for you to plan for your retirement. Planning to fail is failing to plan. So what you want to do is to invest in your retirement. You may be thinking about retirement scheme. I'm not talking about that. If you really want to take your retirement seriously, right, based on the experience of me and my investors, you want to be looking at properties. The reason why I like to refer to property is because it's solid, right? It's an investment that appreciates in value. It gives you recurring income, and you can use it and manipulate it in so many ways to get better return on your investment. So if you got 2, 3, or maybe 4 properties as a property portfolio, that then at least look after you for when you become elderly. Or perhaps once you've gone to 4 or 5 properties, you can look for proper, solid retirement companies that you can invest your money in. This is the way you can literally control your finances and take it into your own hands, instead of relying on your employer's pension or the government. Number 6, understand tax. I'm not asking you to go for a tax course here. I'm talking about you understanding the concept of tax, how you can save tax, how you can reduce your tax burden. the way that really works for me and lots of my investors is employing someone that's very good in tax, right? Because you don't want to get the technicality of it. You just want to tell them, this is what I want to achieve. This is how I want to achieve it. What are the ways I can avoid paying tax legally, not illegally, okay? Ask them that. They are literally good for that. They are good for providing you this sort of advices. And if you've got any advice, or if you've been learning from different people, maybe your mentor, your coach, someone that you're working with, they would advise you the best way to reduce your tax burden. Number 7, protect your wealth. Now, you've been working so hard, right, to build all this empire, to build this amazing property portfolio, to build this amazing business portfolio. You don't want that to go to waste, do you? So protect it. You can protect it through insurance, having covers to cover all the business activities. You can literally put your businesses in trust to protect it, just in case someone want to go after you, maybe your partner, maybe something else. Just have that in a trust to protect you, reduce the liabilities as well, protect all your assets and income to ensure that you are literally having a sustainable wealth, not something can happen and then it all goes away. Number 8, continue with your financial education. Never give up in learning, educating yourself, immersing yourself. If someone is mentoring you, is doing really well in mentoring you, and you have literally get to the same level as it is, look for someone else to kind of educate you in a different level, right? So that's how you always continuously learning, educating yourself, immersing yourself with so many stuff that would give you a better knowledge, experience, skills, and you'll be able to utilize all those skills to make your investment really good. Number 9, financial goal. Set your financial goals. How much do you want to make every single month? Do not shy away to say this. Do not shy away to put that figure. If it happens to be £1 million, write it down. Write yourself that £1 million check. Here's the thing: if you visualize what you want to set yourself to achieve, if you visualize your goal, the amount of money you want to achieve, you write yourself a check and you post it to yourself. Sometimes it happens. I'm telling you, law of attraction works. If you visualize yourself getting £1 million a month, write it down. Put that check somewhere in your house, in your bedroom, perhaps where nobody can see it. So every single morning, you look at that check. Believe me or not, law of attraction will work its magic and you start earning £1 million a month. I'm not saying you're going to earn that straight away, but with time, consistency, persistence, learning, immersing yourself, investing will eventually get you to £1 million a month. Number 10, monitor your portfolio. Look where you can take advantages in your portfolio. Are you due to remortgage your property portfolios, for example? Look at your business portfolio. Is it about time to diversify? Is it about time to add more value to your business? Whatever that may be for you, review it in an annual basis to ensure that you've maximized the potential in your investment portfolio. Following these tips can develop a strong foundation for your personal financial management and set yourself on a path to a financial success and beyond. I really hope this video has been helpful. If this video has been helpful, smash the like button below, subscribe to my channel for more amazing videos. I look forward to sharing next video. Thank you.